Hey everyone, it's me, BB Guy, and as of writing the script, BFDIA 22 came out 3 days ago, and I will be rating on what I liked and disliked about it. Remember, this is entirely my opinion, so yeah, let's get to it. We gotta discuss the cake at stake and the person getting out. Was in fact Pin. And honestly, even though I love her, she just had to go here because it was good for her character this episode. I will go into further detail a little later. Oh, and the fish monster was Peak. Currently my favorite host as of right now. Let's get to the actual episode. The positives. Coiny and Pin were Peak this episode. Let's start with Coiny. He was antagonistic, which I love about him, and he got so much better here. His personality and comedy is peak, and Pin got more development by saving someone who she hated in the past from certain death. Next up is the WTFers. I loved how funny they were. Every single one of them at least had something good and something amazing. Well, unfortunately, except for Fries, but eh. This animation quality is so polished and perfect. I love how much effort is put into it just in 2 weeks. It's really impressive. It really is. I loved it. And before we get to the negatives, I have a special guest who will be talking about the episode alongside me. His name is Brady, and yeah, he'll talk about the negatives as well once I'm done with my negatives. So, take it away, Brady.
Alright, first off, my positives. This episode feels almost just as impactful as some Teapot episodes, especially near the end. Woody being recovered didn't feel rushed and to a certain extent made sense. Leafy was a pretty funny host, and I liked the idea of her trying to hang out with her friends forever. And the ending scene was absolutely beautiful as well, with Book trying to stop the drill and attempting to sacrifice for Needle. And then she burned up. Womp womp. But yeah, overall a pretty amazing episode. But this episode doesn't have all positives.
The negatives. As much as I love this episode, there are a lot of negatives, and I'm going to explain them one by one. So, let's get to the negatives. One of the things I don't like about this episode is the challenge. It's just dragging Leafy to places, and that gets really boring after a while. And yeah, it wasn't that great. And fun fact, everyone remaining was bad except for Coiny. And yeah, I'll explain them briefly one by one. Let's start with the least bad out of the three, Needle. I love Needle quite a lot, but this episode wasn't that great for her because her entire character this episode was dragging Leafy and bossing Tennis Ball around. And I'm not a fan of bossy characters that are unfunny. So yeah, Needle wasn't that bad, just not good. I did like when she yelled at Tennis Ball, that's a plus. Oh boy, now we gotta talk about this freak, aka the most glazed character this episode, Tennis Ball. He's one of my least favorites overall, and he was the second worst this episode. And yeah, his villain arc is because it's just so forced. I just don't like it. He's boring this episode, and yeah, I never was a big fan of him, and I hope he does not win BFDIA. Yeah, it's no surprise on how boring she really is this season. She did even less than Needle, but erased all of Needle's good moments and the bossiness, cranked the generically nice vibe to 500%, and finally give the viewers a reason to save her by sacrificing herself. There, Book is genuinely so bad in BFDIA. Why is she still in the game? I really don't like her. Get her out, please. Now, to rank everyone in this episode, and based on only on this episode, contestant-wise, fourth goes to Book. She adds nothing to this episode and is genuinely really bad. Fourth is Boring Ball, aka Tennis Ball. And yeah, I truly, really don't like him. He's a forced villain. Second is Nito. At least she was somewhat enjoyable for a minute. And yeah, first is Coiny. Obviously, he was so peaked this episode, and I really hope he does not get out and wins BFDIA. And he was pretty much the only one I liked this episode. And yeah, my final thoughts go like this. This was a solid episode, mixed feelings here and there. This gets a 6 out of 10. Yeah. Anyways, I think that'll be it from me. Now, Brady, your turn.
Alright, on to the negatives. I'm gonna start off with the longevity of the episode. 40 minutes? Seriously? I mean, I get it. Sometimes long episodes are needed to feel impactful enough. For a BFDIA episode, this is too much. Teapot makes a lot more sense for the episodes to be long. Second off, the humor. There's been worse, but I swear the contestants were so dumb here. Like, it's a 5-inch hole at best. How is that uncrossable? And then, of course, TV's villain arc. Seriously, why was this needed? It felt like the writers started panicking now that a villain was out and just threw the idea into the hands of Tennis Ball. TV was simply an annoying and whiny baby in this episode who couldn't handle having to be told 2 things by Needle. Yeah, a whopping 2 things. Well, that's mostly all the negativity I have for this episode. I'd say it was still pretty good despite my nitpickings. Brady BFDI out.
And that's the end of this video. And remember, this is all my opinion and Brady's opinion since he was here as well. And yeah, that is the end of this video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos since I am going to be boosting up my content. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.